Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Now, thank you for all the kind messages and stuff like that. It's just been one of those weeks. For the people who've just joined us, subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell and all that jazz. I had an accident a couple of years ago. We don't go on about it and stuff like that, but repercussions and stuff like that. Have good weeks, bad weeks, good days, bad days, blah, blah, blah. Have nothing, I have no control over it. It just happens. All right, we'll just deal with it. Yeah, so I just can't do videos when I would like to do videos. So, yeah, thanks for understanding. And when I do feel better, I do come back. All right, so it's all right. It's okay. Thank you very much indeed. So this is a weird one, right? This is a weird, because it's one of those situations where, as a plane goes by, that's very, very nice indeed. That's probably Stutter and Starmer coming back from the G7. There's a weird energy around the G7 meeting and all that jazz. And I keep getting a certain message, and I do wonder whether or not it's going to come up in this reading. And when it does, we will say huzzah, but I won't tell you what right now. So it's one of them ones that I know something you don't know right now. Anyway, so let's have a look at this. G7, what is this weird energy that I'm feeling around the G7 meeting? Trumpy Trump and all that jazz. For the greatest good, for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes, it's rule number one. Rule number one. And also, by the way, down below, new merch. I just subtly. We're not going to go a big huzzah. No, it's too soon. We're not doing huzzah yet. But it's, they do look good. Even if I do say so myself, I just, just a little something, for all occasions, even weddings and funerals. I'm sure they'll be fine. And also, can I just say, the mug has come out. There's two mugs, right? There's the black one and the white one, right? Because that's the only options we pretty much had on the merch store thing, right? Designer thing. However, the village sign has come out amazing. I'm just saying it, right? Let me just like bring hello, what's going on here? It's gone there we go. Look, the village sign right there. It's very, very sexy, and it looks even better on a mug. I'm just saying, for a friend. I'm just mentioning it. But yeah, you please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, and all that jazz. Right? I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying the village sign. I'm only just demonstrating the village sign. And just if you haven't seen the village sign, that's what it was. There we go. That's that better. Right. So I think these are ready now. So here we go. They're available on some point on your screen right now. Just saying. Right. Temperance, balance. I feel like the balance here, I'll tell you this now, there's very much an us and them situation. The WEF, Alphabet Spaghetti, EU, UN, everyone's signed up to the same kind of shenanigans. The usual suspects, Canada, UK, blah, 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 blah. They're all wanting one thing to happen. And the temperance here is trying to balancing out against Trumpy Trump. Notice from the news is, the US is an unreliable partner. Well, no, they just don't agree with what you want to do. It's not unreliable. Could you imagine going back a couple of years before my time, the US saying the same sort of thing? They probably did with Vietnam and stuff like that. It's like, UK is an unreliable partner. It's just, you wouldn't stand for it. It's like, hold on. Anyway, so it's that kind of trying to sort it out, balance the situation out. But we've got the Nine of Swords. Sleepless nights, worry, concern, trying to work out how to deal with this. Death card. Oh, crap. That doesn't feel good. Proper, as it says on the tin. Yeah. let's see if we're how far. Rules and regulations, the Hierophant. Sometimes this is normally about like belief systems and that kind of stuff, organized religions, etc., etc. But this feels very much kind of law and order, kind of rules and regulations kind of energy. And crap, I'm going to say it now, right? Because Hazar hasn't come up yet. Basically, certain ilk, certain group of people, walking people. Basically, Trump is going into the wrong war. They want them to go into a certain war. He ain't really don't want to do that. And so it's like, well, why are you going to this war? We want you to go into this war. It's that kind of energy, right? So the rules and regulations are kind of what we can do, what we can't do, where we at, that kind of shenanigans. 10 of Wands in this deck is all about an accomplishment, a win. Okay, it's in reverse is a burden. Okay, so in this case, these worries about Trumpy Trump kind of smooth things over, try and sort something out. We're not going into, let's sort this out in a dignified way. Let's just try and run it down and that kind of thing. In the sense of both, isn't it interesting? Because now I've mentioned it. Isn't it interesting that they want to go into Ukraine and Russia, but they don't want to go into Israel because a majority of the same people have been slagging off Israel versus Gaza, and now it's like, do you know what I mean? It's almost like to keep face, that kind of energy. So the overthinking options, possibilities, situations, sleepless nights, they come up with a solution of how to do this, how to move forward to get their way, as it were. And there off they go, taking charge, right? So very much there's going to be a contingent that does it themselves without America. And it's gonna escalate into that situation. For the new boys and girls, we always look at the triangulation of the cards and how they're touching and that kind of thing. And this is the foundation layer, and we'll go up and get some bit more gossip, and then later on at the end we'll do the outcome and stuff like that. But right now, we can do it without them. We can do it without that, rules and regulations. We can do it. Blah blah blah. Ace of Pentacles, planting the seed of opportunity, taking the leap of faith. Queen of Swords. There's something here about the Queen of Swords is obviously it's a sword, so it's truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, that kind of energy. However, there is kind of untold truths here. There's something about this contingent that are desperate to go and to do their own thing. And do the right war. They want to go into the right war. That keeps coming up. They're going to be held accountable. There's something here about calling out the BS, calling out the shenanigans. This feels as if, for the UK boys and girls, this is Dr. Kelly all over again, which has come up before. A similar Dr. Kelly kind of calling out, and for the international boys and girls, that was a person of great integrity, from what I can make out. Who basically wrote a report. He said Iraq doesn't have any weapons, doesn't have all that kind of stuff, and was found unalived in a very suspicious situation, but it was brushed under the carpet and they went in anyway. Overarching energy, Ace of Swords. Once again, truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity. Coming out again. Underlying energy. Six of Pentacles, the balance, yin and yang, back and forth, balancing it out. So it's fascinating right now that it's fascinating because it's going against everything that Canada, the UK have all kind of been flapping about. Germany have all been flapping about Ukraine and Russia. And as soon as it's like, well, how about this situation? Israel, Gaza, Iran, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we don't, no. We need talks. But they refuse to have talk. It's a very bizarre energy around this. And I'm looking forward to the gossip bit. This, subtle. We're moving into the gossip. I'm looking forward to this. So can we have some more information about this, please? Can we have some more information about this, please? And also, this is the point where I normally go. If you would like to suggest future readings for the channel, then please comment down below. And we'll name and shame you and all that jazz. But yeah, this is fascinating. This is really, really good. Oh, and by the way, I just a little subtle thing. There will be a new, the first dodgy. Obviously, it's a new channel, so it's the first awkward video, dodgy video, will be going out on TBC farm, to be confirmed farm. That will be going out there. If you haven't subscribed there, please can you go and subscribe there? That generally help us out a lot. And it's the first video is because I've been kind of working it out and stuff like that, how to do it. It's pretty much going to be, this is the vision. This is where we're going. These certain things that we'll be talking about on that channel may seem disconnected from each other. So here is the roadmap. This is where we're going and why we're doing what we're doing and why we're going to be talking about certain subjects concerning building a farm, a homestead, a small holding, whatever you want to call it. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, then go across to there, because I think you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. I say, well, I haven't done that video yet, but it's been a bad week. Have I mentioned that bit? But I've been kind of scrabbling. That's a word. Shut up. Scribbling, obviously, but scrabbling. I'm sticking with it. Shut up. Notes and stuff like that, and we'll be doing that today. Before the temperature gets a little bit too hot to sit in front of the laptop. So, let's have a look at this. These feel ready to go. In the darkness. Out in the cold. I think this is the plan over here. This feels like it's a done deal already. Yeah? And it's just waiting for NATO, which I think is next week. And it's like that kind of thing. And then off we go. Pull the trigger, off we go kind of thing. And I really don't like it. The energy on this side is almost gleeful. It's almost that kind of the stereotypical evil, kind of like wringing their hands with glee and here we go. It's horrible. It's just nasty, Big news, exactly. On the accomplishment. This is what we're going to do, lads. Here we go. Offering donation. That's the offering support. This is going to Ukraine. This is their frog march, joining forces without America. It feels like commercial airline. I may need to get the dinky deck out to clarify that one. Overarching energy, spreading, yeah. Elevating what the war they want to do. It feels as if, and I'm going to put this on record now, that there's going to be some sort of false flag escalation incident that is going to be the final straw, bunny flops. To turn it's almost like to turn America's hand to where they want to go. And we've got mainstream media down here, mainstream news, so it's like they're part of it. And it's almost like, and it could be this airline, it could be some sort of commercial thing, but we'll dinky deck that in a sec. But it's like there's an incident, a situation, a final like line in the sand, whatever you want to use it, words there, and it's like, right, we've got to go in. So even though America's trying to support Israel and that kind of thing, and the situation there, and trying to manage it out and have talks and have 2 weeks at the moment and all that jazz, they're forcing their hand kind of thing into something else, and I don't think it's going to work. It doesn't feel like it's going to work. They kind of this very much feels, this contingent, as it were, feels as if they're on their own kind of energy. You do you, boo. And Trumpy Trump's kind of like, nah, because this darkness here, this in the cold, in the dark, not knowing the full picture. I was going to dinky deck. Hold on for a sec. Let me go and dinky deck this commercial airline thing. Can we have a dinky deck here? Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. All right, let's have a dinky deck. The commercial airline. And can I? While I was shuffling this, because obviously we haven't spoken for a couple of days, and I do apologise on that. For it's just stuff I couldn't deal with, you know. But for stuttering Starmer, walking people, to allegedly go, and well, he keeps repeating it, and the quote is true, that politicians jumping on a far right bandwagon, blah blah blah, all that crap, you know. For you to say that implies, and is basic logic, people, you would think a lawyer would know this, basic logic would imply the bandwagon already existed, which means that everybody who's been talking about this for a long time and getting things, you know, trying to get like the Maggie lady, and I think there's some guy, Charles, a journalist, I can't remember all their names off the top of my head, but you know, all those people, walking people, would imply, and Tommy to some extent and all that, would imply they were all far right. So when being questioned, going, well, it implies that you were saying all these campaigners and people like journalists bringing it up to people's attention, that they are far right. And him like, oh, no, working people, no. I was implying, but I specifically was talking about politicians jumping on a far right bandwagon. Whistle, dog whistle, blah, 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 blah. Within that statement clearly states there would have to be a bandwagon for them to jump onto. So he ain't doing any favours. But I thought I'd mention it. 8 of Swords, because it's bugging me. Chariot, this is the incident. So it's definitely an incident. The Chariot in reverse and the airline is implying that it's not transportation. It's more of a commercial situation. So maybe an oil pipeline or broadband snips of connections or something in that kind of, it feels more on the commercial side more than the transportation side. So it's not like an actual plane being caught up in situation. With the Chariot in reverse, it feels as if it's not that, it's the commercial element to it. Interesting. Okay. But it traps them in. Yeah. They're they're trapped in their own escalation, as it were. There's a point of no return kind of energy, yeah? Let's get the Kipper deck out here as well, just to get a little bit more gossip here. But something here, I keep getting flashed on the mainstream news thing and the big news. The cards keep flashing in my eyes, kind of energy, yeah? So it's like this is going to be everywhere. This is going to be smeared, and I've got that kind of you know, when you've got kind of blue tack, and the image I got there was like when it's a bit warm, you've played with it for a while, and you smear it on a surface, and it just that is what I got. It's going to be everywhere. You ain't going to miss this. This is the reason. This is the, you know, and it's going to be beaten into everybody. It's like, this is the reason. Interesting courtship and joining forces is there. Marriage, they're stuck now. They're flirting with the ideas. Now they're stuck with it. False person. Yeah. Going back to this false flag, this false data, this false information. They're trapped. Occupation, just doing our job. This is a gift to them for doing it. I'm also being drawn very quickly before we get into like the outcome bit. I'm also being drawn very to the blindfold of the woman here. And the secrecy of covering her mouth as well. It's like they can't see, they can't speak, kind of thing. They're not speaking. They're not seeing the full picture, or there's something to do with this is the same woman. It's almost as if. It's almost like you're not seeing the full picture and you have no say in the matter kind of energy, right? I'm not quite sure. Maybe that could be us, but I'm not. It was just it was the message more than who it gets attached to, as it were. Right, okay. Sorry, nothing else. I was pausing there to see if there's anything else going to come through, but nah. Which is typical, isn't it? Typical. But yeah, let's have a look at this outcome. How's this going to go? How's this going to go? For the greatest good for all concerned. Think. How's this going to go? Cut and off. Oh, hello. Didn't know. I thought I picked up too many cards up there with one of these. Anyway, sorry. Right. It's been days. I haven't done this for days. Leave me alone. I'm a bit rusty. Rushing in. Okay. Knight of Wands. Oh, crap. Right. Self-explanatory. The death here. It's exactly what it says on the tin. Rushing in, like the Queen of Wands that we had down here, rushing in, doing their own thing, death and destruction, and then they're burdened. They're stuck. They haven't fully understood what they're dealing with here. Banking and currency keeps trying to come out as well, which is Temperance again. So Trumpy Trump comes back, and the Americans come back to try and balance it. They dragged in. No. This is more of a de-escalation. This is more of a getting people round a table situation. Two of Swords, blindfolded again. They're not seeing the full picture. There's something here that, like, vision is not right. It's blinkered. It's not seeing the full picture, whatever you want to call it. But I'm being drawn to the. Yeah. But they're stuck. There's no decisions here. You've made your bed. You now have to lie in it. Yeah. The information coming in again. 10 of Cups. Happily ever after. Knight of Swords is it doesn't feel just as America. This feels like independent journalists again, stuff like that. It doesn't feel like a lone wolf kind of energy. This feels like there's multitude of different people, not necessarily clubbing together, but all kind of adding up to a voice, if you get me. Because Trumpy Trump and like White House and Americans are over here. It's interesting that we start with temperance and we end with temperance, yeah? Kind of on that line. Highlighting what they've done wrong in the darkness. In the darkness. We had that one further down. Illuminating the situation. Sometimes the hermit is taking a beat, taking a moment, meditating to develop the star card. Which is your North Star, heading in the right direction. You're divinely guided, that kind of energy. This feels more literal, illuminating the situation. Ace of Pentacles again, planting the seed of opportunity, coming together, overarching energy. This feels like this report. It's almost like there's a lot of information here. This feels, sometimes it's gossip, Page of Swords. This feels like is referring to the commercial issue that is like the final straw. We've got our excuse now, off we go. And it's being trumped by the Knight of Swords here. It was the Queen of Swords down here. We've got the Ace of Swords over there. Actual information, underlying energy, High Priestess. This I'm getting with the High Priestess, which is the female of equivalent of the Hierophant, the Yin and Yang, yeah, the power couple, as it were, of that of spirituality. But what I'm getting is more kind of don't look behind the curtain, kind of Wizard of Oz kind of energy. Like behind closed doors, there's shenanigans going on. But I don't quite know how that fits in. It's a bit vague. Which is ironic, really, because it's behind closed doors. They're having a conversation. So, of course, it's going to be vague. But it's like, this almost feels like the other shoe to drop. Or there's another agenda being built, or something along those lines. Nameless, faceless people are like debating kind of thing. Yeah. Interesting. So at this point, so I'm just trying to review what we've got here. So they're rushing in, Knight of Swords, rushing into war, the right war for them, this ilk, this collective. which is a betrayal, and Trumpy Trump and White House and people have to come and like balance it out, quite literally. Yeah. This is not nice. I kind of don't like doing these sorts of readings, but I think it's important because obviously low vibing people are in these situations dealing with, pushing it in the right direction for them, the deal they've made behind closed doors kind of thing. So what we've got here, taking care. Yeah. Taking care of the situation, taking care of what's happening. The gift there, I feel like, is the actual intelligence, data, information of quality. Calling out the BS that I've just got there, which could be referring back to, and probably referring back to the blue tack, the smear campaign. Alliance, honesty coming in, justice, balancing it out. Overarching energy, protesting, calling attention to it, stressing out. The stressing out again. This is going to backfire. This is going to backfire big time. And you think that something to do with Blair. The only thing that the equivalent here is that obviously Blair, a lot of people in the UK believe is a war criminal. You do, you boo. You can decide on that or not. But this is going to, with justice here, I'm being told that it's like when the information and data and stuff like that, they can't get around it. They are going to be called out on it. So yeah, that's, yeah. It's, this gift, I'm going to say now, feels like a whistleblower. We've got the data here, but this feels like or court documents, or like this huge. I'm just seeing kind of like those cardboard boxes and boxes and lever arch folders of paper, and that's what I'm getting there with this gift. Like a treasure trove of data. Minutes of meetings, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it here for now because it's just not a nice energy to be in, to be honest with you. So if you enjoyed the reading, at least, not necessarily the message, then please tell me you like it. Generally helps out the channel. Once again, thank you very much for your patience as always. I genuinely appreciate it. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.